Hello everyone and welcome to my first big channel update. So, first order of business is a big thank you to all of my subscribers and watchers in general. You've shown me quickly that my dream can come true and that this project can work out. I didn't estimate that many subs within such a short time frame, relatively speaking. My series outpaced my expectations and that makes me very happy indeed. On to the next point then, Overwatch. I've wanted to record a daily episode of the game, but it seems my computer and Overwatch itself decided this wouldn't be awesome. I've had a fairly great deal of problems with it, mostly immense frame drops and other performance problems while recording. The game shows 50 plus FPS, but seems to run on about 20. You can nearly count them. As such, input lag and visual quality suck massively, and that's not something I'd put on my channel. I will keep trying, but for now I decided to add a different third series. And here is where you guys come in. I've created a straw poll which should be linked on the screen now and will also be linked at the end screen, so no need to rush. I'm opening myself up to a vote on what to play as third and perhaps fourth series for now. The options run a very wide variety of game types, from the indie stealth game Mark of the Ninja across Dishonored and down to XCOM. I have a few things to say about every game, so if you want to know my familiarity with them and why I chose them for the vote, keep listening. If not, jump right ahead and vote. So let's get cracking. The first entry is Mark of the Ninja. I've played through this game twice and I loved every second of it. The story is awesome and the gameplay is puzzly kind of murder stealth game. Right up my alley and very interesting, though not always action-packed. Max Payne 3 I've played through before and quite liked it as well. It's hard at places and has a bunch of rough edges, but generally I consider it a brutally fun game that does not shy away from fucking your day up or tossing you quite literally evil things to look at. Tomb Raider and the follow-up Rise of the Tomb Raider are some of my favorite games in recent years. I've never been too much of a Tomb Raider fan, though I've played the very first one many years ago. The reboot takes the series into the domain of Uncharted and similar titles, and it succeeds massively as far as I'm concerned. I've watched 2 Let's Plays of it myself and played through both titles as well. If you choose this, expect a lot of stealthy bow kills. Legend of Grimrock is dear to my heart. I've played through it 2 or 3 times and enjoyed it greatly. It's a throwback to classic dungeon crawlers with a modern touch. It just feels amazing and claustrophobic and made with heart. But we would not play the base game, oh no. We would instead play the Master Quest, a fan remake of the original with more content, more secrets, more enemies, more traps. And boy will I have some difficulty with that. Fair warning, I will look up some things on a walkthrough because those puzzles are just freaking devious. Next on the list is Legend of Grimrock 2, the sequel to the former point. I've played a fair bit into it but didn't go all the way through. I've had some fun and Grimrock 2 gives you much more variety in terms of enemies, environments and classes that it's close to being a totally different game. Still retains the charm of the first one though. Dishonored comes next, and is also a favorite of mine. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, played through it 3 times in total. In expectation of the sequel, we could jump on that and go through it. I'd also give you a second vote to see if we go high chaos or low chaos. Anyways, I just love the stealthy aspects of the game.
Alpha, if you can hear me, we're approaching your position.
Spec Ops The Line. I've heard great and terrible things about this game and I've long since wanted to play it, but kind of lacked the proper motivation. With you guys at my back, the motivation question is easily solved and I can delve into this game. Mountain Blade then is a classic I've sunk many hours into. Couple hundred I would guess? Anyways, ride around on horseback, slam sharpened bits of metal into the faces of your enemies and make them suffer. It's a cool sandbox and I might just go ahead and mod the hell out of it for YouTube. Cities Skylines would give a very calm counterpoint to most other games in the list so far. Watch me build a city or 2 and see it grow and expand into something beautiful. Not the most exciting of games, but very fun nonetheless. Assassin's Creed 3 would be a new one for me. I've played the second one and seen the first a bit. Heard good things about the later titles as well as the second, and I would be willing to give it a go. Prepared for me not being all that good at it though, at least to begin with. The controls of the Assassin's Creed games always made my head go into crazy mode. Defender Quest is a bit of a hidden jewel for me. I've got it on a whim one day and never regretted the purchase. It's a very fun tower defense game with an actual story that doesn't actually suck, though all characters are going as fucking ham as they can. It's very charming and quite fun in its own right. Just a few days ago, they also released the HD remake.
Your stake is wagered.
Hand of Fate speaks to my inner RPG nerd, and I fall in love with it the moment I heard the Cardmaster's voice. It evokes the classical player/dungeon master divide feeling and makes me enjoy the game that much more. It's a fun game, though slow at times. Still, I think it might be fun to play. Last on the list is the modern classic. So, XCOM requires a short bit of background on my end perhaps. I've been playing the series since the very first one came out, and if I say I've dumped about 300 hours into Terror from the Deep back in the day, I'm probably massively understating things. I've enjoyed the reboot quite a bit, though I find it flawed in a fair few places. The second one is nice as well and takes the series in a fun new direction that I want to explore more. I've come a fair bit into the campaign before I stopped playing due to performance problems. A bunch of those are fixed now, and we could take it fresh this time around. Okay, now that this is done, I'd like to thank you all again and hope you vote for something that will turn out to be great fun. Looking forward to see what you guys decide on. Thanks for listening, consider commenting, liking or subscribing as usual. Also consider following my Twitter @_MadLetter. Thanks for it all, see you soon.